Start over.
Okay, so the performance task is something that's done over the course of 2 sittings, and will often ask the students to collaborate with each other in some form. So the teacher may lead a discussion around the topic, for example, a field trip, and they'll say, well, what do we need to do for a field trip? We need to think about transportation, cost, chaperones, lunch. So they brainstorm all these ideas, because then the actual task will say, you and your class are going to go on a field trip. What are some things you need to think about? So then the students have already some prompts to go with. Then they survey the class. They think, okay, what would be the most cost-effective trip to take? And so there's multiple steps to finally get to. Our class decided to go to the zoo because, and then they have this big presentation. It could be via multimedia, in a collaborative forum that they present to an audience, and it's a selected audience. So is it to the board, the school board? Are you presenting this field trip you want to take? Or is it to the parents? We really want to take this trip, please. So it involves the literacy standards around persuasion, or
building,
informing,
gather that
explaining,
info,
exactly,
all that kind of stuff.
exactly.
And then applying it to something that they could actually use.
Yep. So they will have that on this at the state level in a 2. Most of them have been outlined in a 2 sessions. So the students would sit for 60 to 80 minutes in one session, plan a little bit of the performance, and then wrap it up in a next session. So that's the performance task piece.
And how is that going to be scored?
We've heard little bits. We don't have the right answer. What we've been sharing with our teachers is that the state is soliciting teachers to grade those types of things. Just like the 4th grade and 7th grade writing exams that we have now, there's a panel of teachers that grade those. So they'll have a rubric defined, but those are things that artificial intelligence cannot grade like they will with the multiple choice constructed or extended.
They can grade writing and written responses, say a couple of sentences or a few paragraphs. They can grade that electronically.
What we're understanding from our research with Smarter Balance is that there is some form of artificial intelligence that picks up keywords and prompts that students have put into a passage, and then decides whether or not the answer is justified enough to the level of rigor that it needs to. So we're hearing that artificial intelligence, the computer system, will grade the short answer questions on the assessment.